Yeah. We get lit, we get fly, we get drunk, we get high, but to the masses, we have podcasts called Verified. I'm your boy JopauL. This is brought to you by Radio Pushers and ResultsandNoHype.com. Man, we got a special guest for you today. You think that Hustle and Flow put Memphis on the map? Nah. This boy got more hits and credits than the real Ricky Ross had crack rocks. Without further ado, DrummaBoyFresh in the building. What up, my brother?
Hey, yeah, boy, what's happening?
Everything's good, man. And in true down south fashion, let me say, what's good with you, man?
Man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Shit.
Man, I love that down south. I mean, one thing I know, never get into an argument. I mean, I'm from New York, so never get into an argument with a brother from down south because you will not understand half the shit he's saying, and it is the most offensive diss that you could possibly fucking get. And then you just be like, wait, what the fuck did you definitely fucking said something that I should be mad at, but I couldn't understand. But yeah, I appreciate you taking your time, man. I know that you're very busy. Happy belated birthday, by the way. And I've been listening to your new joint. Yo, that shit is off the chain. The name of the song is Still Can't Believe It. Y'all guys got to check it out. It's featuring Dres Voice, DrummaBoyFresh. Another hit for you. This one's going to be a big one because, like I said in our pre-call, that shit was stuck in my head all night and all morning, man. So thank you for coming to the Verified Podcast. We appreciate having you. Thank you for taking your time.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you for having me on, bro, for real.
Hey, listen, I know we've been looking to chop it up for a minute. I've been following you for a long time, so it's great that we actually get a chance to actually chop it up. In real cool fashion. I would have liked it to be in person. You know what I'm saying? We could get litty. You know what I'm saying? Pass some L's around. You know what I'm saying? Do it like we're supposed to do it, like some real G's. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So let's jump right into it. So I'm gonna try to keep this interview as different as possible from all the other interviews. I want to keep this more on like a chill mode, like we just chilling, kicking it, and I'm just learning a little about you. And like I say in a lot of my podcasts, I'll be able to tell my story while learning yours. So talk to me. So I know you were born in Memphis. So talk to me about your upbringing. What your parents did. How they kind of sculpted you into this musical genius that you are today. The floor is yours, my brother.
Oh, man, Pop was in the orchestra. Mom was in the opera coming up in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? I used to pop in the living room, have people like Isaac Hayes, Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Friends of the family. She was in the church choir as well. So growing up in the church with the orchestra, then it's the home of the blues. Then you got the country right up the street. It's like, my music was like gumbo growing up. You know what I mean? When I first started playing around with beats and making beats and whatnot, I was kind of taste testing all genres of music, and a lot of people say that was like some of my most creative music because I didn't have a sound. I was kind of just putting everything in a pot, you know what I mean? But that's how I kind of learned to be able to make any and everything. And then I come from orchestra, so I can read and write, arrange, compose, conducting symphonies and whatnot. So I kind of meshed both worlds and put my little thing on it. You know what I'm saying? Here comes Drumma Boy, making impact. You know what I'm saying? It was the little ornament on the Christmas tree. I had the little Drumma Boy. My grandmama had that ornament since 3 or 4. So, you know what I mean? It's really like in my spirit, you know what I mean? And I flipped it, put the drum up, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like hit the street with it. You know what I'm saying? Came with what I believe in to help navigate the guys around me. You know what I'm saying? These were guys in my backyard. These were guys in my high school. These were guys who I was, you know what I'm saying, seeing at the malls and whatnot. Yo Gotti and Kia Shine and, you know what I'm saying, the Rap Hustlers and, you know what I'm saying, that whole movement. And that movement elevated us into the Life album, Yo Gotti, Back to Basics, Back to the Basics, Yo Gotti, when I did a record. When you see me shawty, pop your collar, then you holler, that's what's up. That was one of my biggest street records coming out of Memphis, period. Like when I met Jeezy, Jeezy was like, boy, that shit you and Gotti on, boy, that's that shit. Like, and that's, I got respect from a lot of people through me and Gotti music. You know what I'm saying? And then
I want to touch on that, the respect factor. So up in New York, I mean, I've never got a chance to really speak to you, but your name has resonated in the streets for years up here in New York. So where a lot of down south artists feel like New York doesn't give, the credit that due, just know that your name was circulating amongst the streets, and it has been for years. So in case you didn't know, we've been talking
Absolutely.
about you.
Absolutely, man. Every time I
In
come to
good
New
ways.
York,
In
you know
good
what I'm
ways.
saying? Every time I come to New York, it's, you know, I can tell, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's why I pay so much homage and respect, because y'all was the first ones to do it. You know what I'm saying? You motivated us to want to tighten our shit up, to have better lyrics, and, you know what I mean, to come crispy on them beats like Puff. Puff is one of my biggest motivators, you know what I'm saying, outside of my brother. And, you know what I'm saying, even Dr. Dre, the West Coast too get love, Swiss Beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many people that we just respect and look up to, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely
Yeah, I
an
mean,
honor.
a lot of those people you named, you know, like they laid the foundation. So, you
And
know,
if
I
New
know that.
York approve of you, New York just like Memphis. Memphis, my mom used to always tell me, if you can make it in Memphis, you can make it anywhere. And I hear that same slang in New York. Like, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot to relate on. You know what I'm saying? And New York cats always sample Isaac Hayes. Boy, y'all got a lot of Isaac Hayes samples.
I mean,
Y'all
listen,
got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of
we love that funk and soul shit. I mean, listen,
yeah.
I sampled Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Yeah.
I sampled Bootsy Collins.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm a lover
Al
of all
Green.
genres. Yeah, exactly. Yo, listen, as long as that shit bang, as long as that shit was making our parents do their thing back in the day, then there's no reason why we can't use it, you know, flip it, reverse it, you know, make it our own, and, you know, do some creative, clever shit. So,
Right.
so, so how'd you get the name Drummer Boy anyway? I mean, was it because of the ornament that was on the tree and your family name?
That was the coincidence. I got the name by my boy Arthur Sidney, man. My first job was working at Just for Feet, and I used to sell Jordans, Nikes, Reeboks, all that, you know what I'm saying, shoes, and learning how to just, you know, sell a complete package. Okay, don't just get the Jordans, get the socks to go with it, the sneaker cleaner. If you get the sneaker cleaner, you got to get the hat to match. If you get the hat to match, you might as well get the outfit. Da, 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 da. So I turned $200 into $800, $900 just because of salesmanship and knowing how to speak, knowing how to pinpoint, you know what I mean, people on your floor. So, you know what I mean, I took that and kind of ran with it. And, you know what I'm saying, my boy used to always motivate me, though. He was like, man, you ain't going to just sell shoes. And I know you ain't going to depend on going to the NBA. You might make it to the NBA, you might not. I was playing varsity basketball, whatnot. So,
Okay,
you know,
she can ball too.
oh yeah, absolutely. We had D1, D2 scholarships, you know what I'm saying? And I was just making too much money. I ain't want to listen to rules when I went into college as far as, you know what I'm saying, where I needed to be and whatnot. I wanted to make sure I could come in back and forth to Atlanta, which I'm glad I chose that route. So just being able to have that, you know what I'm saying, that motivation, that inspiration, man, you get the direction that you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, based on what you just told me, there's either two directions that you could have went. It was either the music game or pimping, because, you know, once you're able to, you know, sell the shoes and then sell the socks to match, you know, and put it all together, it's like that's a pimp mentality right there. So
Yeah,
real recognize real, respect
yeah,
that.
you can sell anything, absolutely.
So talk to me about the influence that your folks had when you actually started making your own music and developing your own sound.
That was really like probably 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? My brother was bringing me through a lot of studios. I started hanging around Slice T, Paragon, Carlos Brody. He was one of the hitmen from Memphis.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Jazzy Faye, you know what I mean? And just
Jazzy Fizzle.
seeing a lot of these guys in the studio early, it just was motivation and inspiration to you know what I'm saying? Like,
To get it popping. I got you.
yeah.
I got you. Now, most would actually credit you with kind of creating that trap sound, because before you, it was a lot of samples with funk and soul and, you know, like, and DJ Screw type of productions. So with your early work that you've done, I mean, people don't realize how many hits you actually have. Like, I mean, I feel like you embody what the future producer is supposed to look like, because you actually are out in the forefront. You're not behind the scenes. You help promote the record. In a sense, you really earn, you know, that, you know, 50%, you know, on the split sheet, you know, where you deserve it, because you actually help promote the record. Where I see a lot of producers, they just hang back in the cut and they let the artists do all the brunt work, which I wanted to talk to you about that. How do you feel? How do you feel about that now? Now that we're in I know you've been in the game for a long time, so it's like back in the day, artists had to use that grassroots approach, print up CDs, labels, go out in the street and hustle them. Now in a digital age where it's so easy for the producer to contribute to the promotion of the record, how essential do you feel that it is to the artist to have a producer on board that actually is willing to promote the record with them?
I think it's important, like your name attached to the shit. So if you ain't promoting with your name attached to, you're a part of this record. Now you just making yourself look like all you producers flops when the record don't do what it's supposed to do, because you could have done this, you could have done that. You could have spoken up and say, well, why don't we have a PR? And I'm speaking to artists. I'm speaking to whatever. If I don't see an artist pushing the record, I'm finna call and be like, yo, what the fuck is we doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? We could be here, but you ain't even pushing this shit. So I'm gonna have a problem with it. It's teamwork. If you on the court and we all working for a ring, every moment is for a ring. This could be a top 100. This could be a number one. This could be a Grammy Award winning project. You know what I'm saying? It's just
you can't just hang. You can't just hang out underneath the rim. Let the entire team run defense and then hope that they steal the ball and then throw it to you so you could lay it up real quick. It's like you got to put in the work too. So right. That's one. That's one.
And it goes both ways. I've seen a lot of artists get on the producer because the producer ain't pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And the artist is doing their thing and spending the money, and the label's doing their thing, spending the money. The producer just sitting back, reaping the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the producers don't do shit. You know what I mean? And I've seen it. Like some people just take the beat and they go market the producer and push it and do everything else that they need to do. You know what I'm saying? To get the results done. You know what I mean? So but that shows. And then people will know, okay, we're just gonna go to him for the beat. People come to me for the beat, the campaign, the inspiration, the concept, the hook, the writers, the resources. You know what I'm saying? People come to me for it all. Like it's a difference when, okay, yo, we need the complete package because they know your expertise, you know what I'm saying, is with completing and presenting that package.
Well, that all comes, with the experience that you have as being. Now, I don't consider you just a producer. I consider you, in the realm of, quote unquote, super producer, because, you're able to work the record, from inception to completion, from building the beat, working with the artist and developing the sound, and then actually promoting the record. You're in the video, you're all in the videos, but that's the way it's supposed to be. And I get on a lot of my producers now. I've been in the industry for 20 plus years. I've worked with several producers. So when it comes to working a record, I'm always telling the producer, yo, listen, if we're gonna work this record together, then we gotta work it together. Like you gotta, at least show me that it goes past the point of making the beat and even producing out the record, like help me promote it, because it works better, with synergy, like two people are promoting it than if just one is. And, if you're going to sit back and just collect on it, maybe we got to talk about 75-25, instead of 50-50, because if I'm working this record, I'm spending the money, I'm getting out there and I'm doing this. Plus, if I have a name and you don't. So I feel like it is a big conversation with modern day times that needs to be had. And maybe me and you hold like a master class where we kind of teach, a couple of the up and coming producers and rappers, there's certain etiquette that's involved. And it means a lot more if you're promoting the record with me as opposed to just sitting back in the cut and then maybe just working with the next artist. It's one thing if you're busy, but it's another thing. It's let's try to do this together. It works better with, in pairs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, fact.
So touching back on all the hits, and I know that, you're off screen, but, it's all good. I know you're doing your thing. So now with modern day times, with streaming, how it is, where it's just the name of the artist and the record. How has that affected you in terms of marketing your brand? Because I know that you're like the poster child for how to brand yourself as a producer. It's like I haven't seen too many others besides DJ Khaled, that's on their game as much as you are. So I commend you on that. So, I mean, from Wackaflacka, No Hands, to Jeezy, Standing Ovation, so how has that affected you with a streaming platform where sometimes it's just the name of the artist and the record?
I put my tag on the beginning of the beat. So just like Rich Slade, we the #1 album out right now on Apple Music. If you go to Apple Music top albums, you'll see Rich Slade #1, Young Dolph. I did the title track number 11 on that song titled Rich Slade. And my tag is on it. So the fact that you hear Drumma Boy, however many times that music has been streamed already, I think it's like 2 or 3 million streams already, it might be more than that. So that's 2 or 3 million people who have already heard my name. So just by a tag, that's why I was telling people how important tags were. We some of the beginning tag producers, you know what I mean? And all of the other producers would, you know, actually get on the song. Like, so that's what Jazzy Faye told me. You look at Teddy Riley, you look at Jazzy Faye, you look at Swiss Beats, you look at Dr. Dre, you look at Kanye West, you look at Dre out of Miami, Cool and Dre. You know what I mean? All of these guys, even myself, you look at Drumma Boy, we rap, or we're vocal on our track, some Puff. Saying like, you know what I'm saying? We all rap, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you know me a little bit more than usual. Now I've given you a record, Drumma Boy, featuring Dres Deshawn. So now you see my name featuring the artist's name. And it's only Dres Deshawn as the artist on the record, but it's like a Khaled, you know what I'm saying? Mike Will, 808 have done that as well. But you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the first producers to do playlists. I've been doing playlists in my sleep since 2008.
Like 2000, yeah. I remember. I remember the first playlist.
DJ Drumma had the gangster grills because he was doing blends of other people's music and putting his voice on it. I was doing original music of songs that I produced. So they can't stop something that I produced the music to. It ain't no copyright infringements. It ain't no, this is all my music. You see what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? The 2010 All-Star playlist was one of my biggest playlists that kind of, damn, I didn't know you produced, every song on each playlist that I would put out, I produced all the songs. But I got so many songs, it took me to put out maybe 20 of them that all had 20 songs on it. That's why I like when they talk about verses, you talking about 20 songs, bro. Like just my underground shit alone will goddamn compete with some of these cat shit. That ain't even talking about my mainstream radio arsenal. You know what I mean? So it's I got a lot of music in that. I think people don't realize that or they can't keep up with it all. You know what I mean?
They don't. Like, I mean, there's a great disparity between the knowledge that the regular person has versus what people in the industry actually know. So the fact that you're always out in the forefront and doing your thing, I feel like is the method that most producers, if not all of them, need to take, because there's a lot of music out there and you need to get the credit that you deserve. So the fact that you're out there and people see your face and they recognize you and they're like, oh, that's Drumma Boy. That's Drumma Boy. And your longevity, you know, from being I've heard things from one of the most professional individuals, musical genius, and always on his business. So just from those qualities alone, people need to recognize the strength of Drumma Boy. So I'm glad you're here on the Verified Podcast so we could kind of, similar to Drink Champs, we like to give you your flowers while you're here. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I don't know if you're in Atlanta or Memphis right now, but I know both of those are dangerous places. So just in case something happens, we're going to give you your flowers now so people respect the name.
Already.
So talk to me about the new record. I mean, I want to get back to, you know, the things that kind of, you know what, we'll push that back a tiny bit, because I want to get to more of like, you know, how you first started getting into actually producing the first record that you did, the first placement that you got, you know, and when you actually got exposed to the celebrities, you know, and they actually giving you the respect that you deserve by them jumping on your records.
Like, honestly, because of who my brother was, I was getting respect from like Ball and G, 3-6 Mafia. I used to sweep hair for my brother too. My brother was a barber, and he cut hair at Taylor Son, Dynasty One, like all these top barbershops in Memphis. So all the top artists would come see my brother and get their hair cut. So I'm 13, I'm 12, I'm sweeping hair for Big Bro. You know what I'm saying? Just making some extra little money. I'm making $400-500 a week. I'm 12. You know what I'm saying? So just understanding money and business and whatnot, how to speak and introduce myself. How you doing? Yes, sir. No, sir. I'm Insane Wayne, little brother. Drone Boy, nice to meet you, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? And it's ballin' G. You know what I'm saying? My nigga ain't asking for no pictures or trying to take no pictures or none of that. I'm just trying to get on my shit, get my money up, and be prepared when I get a little older. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day I'm gonna be working with y'all. That's all I say, man. One day I'm gonna be working with y'all. Like just a confident young man. You know what I'm saying? I'm 12. You know what I'm saying? So then you start
12 years old with some real business etiquette, knowing
Absolutely.
not
And
to
that's
jump
because
in for the kill.
Yeah, my brother 14 years older than me. Then my dad was in the Navy and shit, so it was very militant type of structure. You know what I'm saying? And then my brother,
please, thank you for his service, to our country. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. You know what I'm saying? And my brother, R.I.P. Insane Wayne, man. Like big bro just put me
God
in
bless him.
positions and you know what I'm saying, allowed me to, I'm rocking his clothes. I'm learning about fashion and all this at a younger age than normal. So I'm already hip to certain things by the time I'm 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? I'm understanding the brand endorsements and brand ambassadorships and positions and opportunities that, brands like LRG, Pelly, Tony Shelman, my homie, like these guys Parrish. When Parrish launched, they chose me. Like they was sending gear every month, every other week for real. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't had to worry about no clothes. And then it started when I'm 21, 22, we get to the point where like, okay, I'm bigger than just a clothing rack. Like I gotta start making some money out of this shit. You know what I mean? Then we start doing
mentality. See,
absolutely.
I told you.
Absolutely. And then we take it there. Now I got one of the biggest luxury boutiques in Atlanta, House of Fresh.
House of Fresh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just been elevation. And that's in the fashion world. On the music world, coming into my first placement, to me, my biggest placement was back in the back to the basics with Yo Gotti. That when you see me try to pop, you holler, then you holler, that's what's up. Because that kind of gave me the street, my name ringing in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Then Pastor Troy called. I do strip club anthem for him. Pop that pussy, make him get that money right. Make him get that money right. I'm 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So then I go to that now block from East Side, calling me about, man, Boys in the Hood. I just started a new group, man. I'm gonna tell you, man, I need you on the album. I did Trap Niggas off the album, and I did Look. You know what I'm saying? 2 songs off of that album. Then Jeezy say, I'm going solo. I do Standing Ovation off Jeezy album.
That was such a winner right there.
That's my first platinum plaque. That's my first platinum plaque in the game right there, Young Jeezy. Then you go from there to White Girl. I put on. Then Rocco call. I'ma do me. You know what I'm saying? Rick Ross call. I do Face featuring Trina. Then the next Rick Ross album come out. I do Here I Am featuring Nelly and Avery Storm. You know what I'm saying? Walker, No Hands. 2 Chainz, Round, I'm Getting. You know what I'm saying? The Migos call. We do Look at My Dad. We got the whole world dabbing. Like, come on, bro. The president of the NFL dab. The president of the United States dab. Your grandmama dab. Your granddaddy dab. Your children dab. Like, we had everybody from 2 all the way to 99, my G. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool.
You were staple to the hip hop community, so that's why we're telling your story so that people can understand. Like everyone needs to put some respect on Drumma Boy's name. Like the next award show, he needs to be nominated. Like there needs to be some recognition, especially because you understood at such an early age how important it is to form relationships with people. And like I was just touching base before, not jump in for the kill, form the relationship with them, make them want to fuck with you rather than like making it like they obligated to. Like make it like it's a pleasure to fuck with me because I put so much behind what I do because I'm so passionate about what I do. So I appreciate your tenure within this game, and I know that you're a model for a lot of the up and comers that are coming up right now. So there's a lot that they can learn from your trials, tribulations, success, frustrations, and ultimately your accolades, placements, and achievements. So, I'm glad you're here and we can celebrate. So,
sir.
So it's a great thing. So, so what did it feel like after you, the first T.I. album, you didn't make any cuts on it, and I know you went through a lot of listening sessions and did your research and like, how can I get my shit on T.I.'s album and stuff like that, and then he didn't choose you for that. I know he ultimately picked like I think what was it, like 3 or 4 records on his second album, his sophomore album.
Yeah, on the Paper Trail album. I think Tip's Paper Trail album was his 5th album. So I watched him release 4 albums that I did not make. And
yeah, I need to do my research more. Fifth album, not second album. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I ain't gonna edit this either. I'm gonna leave this in there because I'm drunk and sometimes I fuck up.
It's all good, you know. Yeah, but this was his 5th album, and I actually met Jason Jeter when I was like 17 in the parking lot of Jim Crow, where in the parking lot of Noontime Studios, where Jim Crow, the group, was recording, and Jazzy Faye and Sierra, Ashanti was signed to Noontime at one point. John Tay Austin, Teddy Bishop, they had some of the top producers, songwriters. J-Dub, one of the hit men, was a part of Noontime. So those were the guys that were, 15, 20 years older than me. And I remember bumping into Jeter playing some beats, and Tip hadn't even dropped I'm Serious yet. And he picked out some beats for that. I missed that album, but I still went to the listening session, supported, and I wanted to hear the beats that he did select so I could start, studying and researching what type of vibe he likes. You know what I mean?
See, your father taught you well. That's recon right there. So
right.
you were in there taking recon. You were taking notes. You were like, I'm gonna go on this next one. Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people gonna be like, oh man, he makes it down, man. Fuck, man, you ain't fuck him, man. Like, fuck all that shit. Like, that's lame, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Crybaby shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get up on your homework. You know what I'm saying? Do some research. You know what I'm saying? Next album, Urban Legend, man. I ain't make that motherfucker. I'm like, ooh, this boy Tunk, man. At that time, Tunk was killing the street, man, with the horns and shit like that. And I was like, man, that's my forte. I'm king of horns and shit like that. So I took it back to the basics. I heard the 3rd album come out, King, I think. And then it was another, King might have been the 4th album. I'm not sure, but somewhere around there. And then Paper Trail. He had got locked up right before Paper Trail. You know what I'm saying? So while Tip was locked up, this was when me and Rocco went crazy. I did the I'ma Do Me for Rocco. We did Tomorrow. He signed the Island Def Jam. You know what I'm saying? And then we came out with the album Self-Made. So by the time Tip got out, Self-Made had did about 100,000 copies. You know what I'm saying? I'ma Do Me going crazy, whatnot. And Tip was like reaching out. So the lawyers was like, you got to go through an approval to visitation rights to go to his house. So they did the background check on me and all that shit, and then got approved. I go to his house the next day. I pull up at his house, and he greet me like, "What up, King?" And I'm like,
so a king is saying, "What up, King?" That is some, yo.
I'm just like,
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that on so many levels. That must have been like you were just like, all right, I'm here. That's the validation.
Yeah, I made it. You know what I'm saying? And I know I got a pack of heat for you. Like, boy, I got some motherfucking boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had a beats CD of 30 beats, and shit. Tip takes me around the house, shows me a house, takes me on a tour. I meet Tiny again. I had met Tiny a couple times. We say hey to Tiny and the mama, family, the kids. And then we go in the basement where the studio was at.
Get to work.
And he just looks at me like, the floor is yours. You know what I mean? And I pop the CD.
Play those beats expeditiously.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And certain ones, like I might play for 5-10 seconds and then go on to the next one. Play this, you know what I'm saying? And like, if I go too fast or whatever, he'd be like, hold, go back to that one. You know what I'm saying? That's when he liked it. So I try to skip that motherfucker on purpose because I know he gonna get go. You trying to skip now? You sold that one or something? You try to skip it so they think it's sold or something. They always want the beats that sold. So I got down and hit that motherfucker fast. Hey, I want that. Out of 30 beats, he picked out 27. Out of 27 beats that he picked, I made 3%, 4%. I made 20% of the album. I made a third of the album.
That's dope. That's so dope.
And What Up Was Happening was one of them. My Life, Your Entertainment, Ready for Whatever was actually the first record that he did when he got out. And then You Ain't Missing Nothing, which was the same music for Whitney Houston single, Salute. That's a whole nother conversation.
Listen, I appreciate you sharing that with us. And I can only imagine, how that must felt, you know what I'm saying? Like, one, like, I can only imagine that he's got a very nice house at this time. So when you knock on the door, you know what I'm saying, you're walking into, or you feel like you're walking into like a palace and stuff like that. So, the fact that he acknowledged you, and T.I. is, recognized as the king of the South. So, as him saying, what up, King, that's like the ultimate blessing right there. That's like I can relate to that in so many ways. I remember, so I was in a group back in the day, and with a couple of really known rappers, and Ice-T was a part of the group, and we were up at this clothing company that he was doing called Icewear, and so I'm literally like down the hall. This is like very corporate, you know, everyone's in suits and ties and stuff like that. So he sees me from like down the hall and like literally yells like, "Yo, Lyric, what up, pimp?" Like, and I was like a pimp acknowledging me like that. I was like,
Yeah.
so one king to another, one pimp to another, you know what I'm saying? Real recognized, real, I respect it. That's a fucking great story right there. Like, I salute you. I salute you.
And, yeah,
So,
and that's how it go. Like, you get that validation, you know what I mean? Another story you was asking me about was when I got that validation. Like, I felt like that when I went to LA for DJ Drumma. We did a song called Daydream featuring Akon, T.I., and
great
Snoop,
song.
and Snoop Dogg. And man, I get out to LA. This is like, I've been out to LA a couple times. I won an ASCAP award for Shawty featuring Plies in 2008 that came out in 2007. So my first time in LA was like the end of 2007, and I went again in 2008. So this time right here is like 2009, I think, when DJ Drumma came out with Daydream. And I'm like, man, I need to have a weed. As soon as I touched down, he was like, man, come on, I got you. Just Uber over to the video set, and I'm going to put you on Snoop Bus. You know what I'm saying? So he put me on Snoop Bus. He introduced me to Snoop. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time meeting Snoop. Snoop like, oh, you did this beat? Oh, this beat gangster, nephew. I fuck with this shit, nephew. And he throw me an ounce of weed and shit. I'm thinking he want me to roll the whole ounce up. So I had all these blunts in my bag, man. He come back on the bus. I got about 25 blunts rolled out on the table. Like, damn, nephew, I threw you the ounce to get something up out that motherfucker. I didn't know you gonna roll up the whole set. He goddamn grabbed the bus, started passing them out to goddamn different girls and shit on the bus, make sure everybody smoking, all the dudes was smoking and shit. But he, you know what I'm saying, Snoop fun, man. You know what I'm saying? He funny and just, you know what I'm saying, always having a good time, you know what I mean? And just
Man,
with a mutual respect.
yeah, that's great. I mean, listen, Snoop, that OG, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you saw the verses with him and DMX. Like, that was fucking hip hop history right there. Man, I wish I could have met Snoop. He came and did an event in Staten Island that I hosted, and I was waiting to be able to meet him, but he was like in and out. But I was like, to the head promoter, I literally threw him like an ounce of weed. I was like, give this to Snoop. I was like, this is that Uptown Haze. I was like, he's gonna love this, and then he's gonna want to meet me. So come to find out later, like, you know, one of the like bouncers or promoters wound up fucking smoking the weed, not giving it to him because they thought it was unprofessional. I was like, it's Snoop. He's gonna say thank you. I was like, but I didn't get a chance to meet him, but it was a great show. You know what I'm saying? I saw him perform as Snoop Lion. So that must have been, you know, the ultimate validation when Snoop, the OG, is like, oh shit, you did that, nephew?
Hell yeah. And then we worked a couple times after that. I did something for his More Malice album called House Shoes. And I did something on him with on Too Short's most recent album, Pimp Tape.
Okay.
We did Tables. And that joint featuring Snoop.
So did you get a chance to meet Dre while you were out there?
No, I never met Dre. I never met Dr. Dre. I got to meet Quincy. Quincy invited me to the house. I've been able to toast with Quincy Jones in his house. And to me, Quincy is the ultimate. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's that. I mean, even like, I mean, I can hear it in your voice. It's like, I mean, I'm even smiling from it. It's like, that's like, when you meet like the ultimate like royalty of the music game, like not just hip hop, like we're talking music, you know, that's like, I could only imagine. I mean, I met so many famous people, you know, and, you know, I was in, you know, groups with famous people and stuff, but it's like Quincy, that's on another level. That's like, I mean, and I hate to, you know, even put it like this because I'm really not a fan of him, but, you know, it's almost like meeting the president, you know, it's like Quincy Jones. It's like that's what's up, you know. Yeah. So I respect it, man. Like I'm having so much fun listening to this shit. It's like I don't want this shit to end, but I mean I know you're busy, so I'm gonna try to, you know, get back to it and stuff like that. So talk to me how important it is for producers and artists nowadays to market their brand and to work with cross branding and to step outside the box, get a little innovative. And on the flip side, once you've done that, talk to them about how important it is to invest in smart, viable things with your money. Don't just go out there and go get you, you know what I'm saying, a Cadillac with, you know, like 38-inch rims and, you know, and jewelry, you know, blinging out the fucking ass. Talk to them.
So it's real simple. Like you look at your homies Puff, look at your homies Jay. It's the same principle. These are the guys that's making $1 billion. Dr. Dre making $1 billion. So I'm like, I bet. Out of that $1 billion, how much of that billion is music? Normally, it's about 100 million or less. Some guys are showing 50 million, some 70, 80 million, some making a full 100 million.
Yeah, only equate for a small percentage.
The whole
very
other
small percentage of the portfolio. Very small percentage.
So the other 900 million.
Talk to them.
After they make that music and get the world on your nuts and you got the whole world swinging on your dick because your music's hot and all that shit, is okay, I'm gonna have a clothing brand. I'm gonna have an actual physical product that you can buy. For Dre, I'm gonna have a headphone. And that was cross-branding that he did with Interscope and Beats by Dre, which is another salute through Jimmy Iovine, a musician at first, an engineer who became an executive, and he gets it. So you got to surround yourself around this technology because it's a technology world. You know what I mean? We see the game changing. We're not selling CDs anymore. People are doing playlists, curation. You know what I mean? It's a content business now. It's not a record business anymore. So it's very important to market and brand yourself and to get yourself to where, let's say you're making $1 million a year. Let's say you're making $1 million a month. Okay, now that you got this money coming in, because this shit ain't gonna be forever. Let me invest this into something that's, you know what I mean? Tangible, touchable. You know what I mean? Let me do this real estate, or let me have these properties. I saw Young Blue. Young Blue, we did his first single, Go Ahead, when he was 16. I'm the first producer to produce his single on the radio. He got signed to Bootsy, and he has now dropped almost 10 projects. He's building an estate. He just bought 10, 15 acres in Mobile, Alabama. You know what I mean? This kid ain't even 25 yet. You know what I mean? It's like that's the knowledge that we, you know what I mean, instill on a lot of the young guys and a lot of the young artists. You know what I mean? Shout out to his team. You know what I mean? Things like that are the examples of the blueprints. These are the people that you should be following and understanding the principle. I'm not gonna do exactly what he did. I'm gonna find my own way to do it, but I'm gonna understand the principles of what he did. And that way you can implement that principle into your own way.
See, it's that pimp mentality right there. You got to pimp the game or the game gonna pimp you. That's just how it is. You know, so I appreciate that you have a voice and you actually use it to educate the people, and you're not just, you know, a producer that makes, you know, multi-platinum hits, you know, because it's great that you have, you know, another quality to give to these up-and-coming producers and artists. I mean, I know you're an artist too, so, you know, I know that everyone from both genres, you know, can respect exactly what you're saying. So I'm glad that you're actually sharing that with us, because I feel like it's a learning experience to a lot of people that are just going to really try to get a hit, do some fucking fuck shit to get them viral, go make a whole bunch of money, and then just going to blow it, or they're going to sign the wrong deal, and they're not going to realize the strength of independence and the power that it holds, you know. So we need more people like you know what I'm saying, that, like, you know, I might be blowing a little smoke up your ass, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think I'm that far off by saying, like, you are one of today's future Dr. Dre's. You are going to get those accolades and those, you know, who can make something, you know, like DrummaBoyFresh, like, you know, look at the hits, like I mean, and your resume kind of speaks for itself. So, you know, so I applaud you, and, you know, I'm glad that you're taking the time to do this, because when, you know, you are, you know, a gazillionaire famous, I'll be like, yo, check out my fucking interview. You know what I'm saying? I fucking called it right there. Betting on you like it's a stock. So talk to me about your future plans, and talk to me about this new record that literally has been infectious and stuck in my head all night. Salute on the release of the video, release of the song. Shit is fucking fire. That is a fucking hit right there. So talk to me how that came to be, you know, inception, the execution, to now it's stuck in my head and probably going to be stuck in my head for the next week. And I'm talking about the song. You still can't believe it.
When you do music from here, it sticks all through your body. You know what I mean? It's contagious. You know what I mean? And you know, I lost my brother in 2018, and this was literally like 6 months later after burying my brother, putting my only brother, my only blood, my biggest inspiration underground.
God bless the dead.
And I just wanted to surround myself with good people. And I remember going out to LA, like, y'all just need to go out to LA, you know what I'm saying, and get some love. Like, every time I go to LA, it's like the city of the angels, you know what I mean? And that's all I rep, LA, you know what I'm saying, and 1111, the angels, you know what I'm saying? That's the heaven gates is open, you know what I mean? So it's weird the blessings that you get, you know what I mean, once you're of this circle. And in LA, like when I touch down, I could just post on the ground like, yo, LA, what up? Or man, I'm back, or anything. And it's just love. I ain't never had nothing but love from LA. And I pour that love back into the streets, into the artists, whoever need whatever from me. We be doing collabs. Like I be bringing guys out with me in the clubs and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I'm saying? And Scott Storch is like, yo, come through the house. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then JopauL McGee called me out the blue. He was like, man, what you doing today? I said, I see you in town. Everybody reaching out, you know what I'm saying? And JopauL McGee, you know, he make beats and he just did something for Justin Bieber. So I was like, man, pull up with me. I'm about to go to Scott Storch's house. He's like, word. Like, all right, you know, he always giving me tickets to the Lakers games and to the Warrior games when he was playing with the Warriors and whatnot. So I was like, man, yeah, now it's time you come with me, man. I got a surprise for you. And that's the difference. Like, you're not always pulling and I just want what LA has to offer me, as opposed to not offering LA anything, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I'm greatly appreciated there where I go, because I offer that surrounding an amazing experience and opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up right there. And Scott Storch, he's a giant.
Yeah, know, I'm in the studio with Scott Storch and
just
just
shameless name dropping. You know, T.I. and Scott Storch, you know what I'm saying? Like these are legends recognizing you for your talent, you know, and your contribution to the game, you know, so it's a beautiful thing. So you need to keep doing these interviews because there's so much I'm sure that like people don't even know, but I'm glad that you're sharing your story, you know, like here with us. So you're in LA, you're with Scott Storch. What's that conversation like?
It's just like, hey, where we gonna start? Like, as soon as I walk in the door, Scott's like, yo, what up? And you know what I'm saying? His wife is, hey, how y'all doing? Anything y'all need? Da, 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 da. Just super hospitable and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, the studio's right here. I'm gonna freshen up for a minute, but go ahead and set up. This is my engineer. Da, 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 da. And then me and his engineer just in the studio setting up the equipment, getting everything ready. I'm rolling up weed, rolling up blunts and whatnot, and I'm getting all my kits and shit like that together. And then I started making the beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went on and started making a couple of drum loops because I know he gonna put the keys on them. So I like, let me go ahead and have some drum loops ready. And I cooked up like probably 2 or 3 drum loops. I got to this one particular drum loop that was crazy. I turned the volume up. Next thing you know, he peeps his head in here like, yo.
Oh, yeah, we're about to get this
like, yeah, we just, you know what I'm saying? It's like fun. Scott Storch like a brother I never had for real. You know what I'm saying? Like he real cool and like down to earth. And Steve Lobel, his manager, my manager Squeak, they man on the same level and caliber of person and human and man of honor. Those are men of honor. You know what I mean? So they move different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know what it is. You just always feel safe. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever my manager tell me to do, I know it's gonna be, man, a beneficial move. You know what I'm saying? And the same from Steve Lobel. Like, these are legends in the game, man. So shout out to the management as well, Squeak and Steve Lobel.
That's crazy, man. I mean, listen, you've had quite a journey, my brother.
Make sure y'all check out the YouTube footage, part 1 and part 2 of the behind the scenes of Still Can't Believe It, featuring Dres Deshawn. Me and Scott Storch in the studio. There's a part 1 and part 2 on my YouTube channel, Drum Squad TV. Follow the YouTube channel, Drum Squad TV, man. Subscribe.
You heard them. Make sure you subscribe, you know, and make sure you follow them on Instagram. We are the Verified Podcast, so make sure you check. Make sure you're adding DrummaBoyFresh. Make sure you don't add any of the fake accounts. Make sure you look for the blue check. Know that they're verified, like my man Drumma Boy. So how did the song with Dres come to be?
Man, we were just in the studio cooking when he pulled up. We
Where's this? Where are you doing
we
this?
At Scott Storch's house. We in Scott Storch's house.
So you in LA?
Yeah, we still in LA. You know what I'm saying? And I went to Scott Storch's house, and Steve LaBelle was like, "Man, Dres Deshawn in town." I was like, "Oh shit, man, tell him pull up." Like, you know what I'm saying? He young Penny Hardaway from Memphis. We got nothing but love for Dres. I was like, pull up. You know what I'm saying? And man, when he got there,
super talented brother, super talented.
We already had the beat ready. I was like, man, listen, Scott, I need that pain piano. That's all I told him. I said, I need that pain piano. That's all I had to tell him. And he knew what emotions to pull out. And he goes, boom, 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 boom.
Crazy.
Blow, 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 blow. Still can't believe. I put my all in this. And nobody bring me for no reason. I still can't believe. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
yo,
hey.
that shit's a fucking hit right there. All morning, like I'm in the shower, I'm like, I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit, yo, that's a hit right there. But like, and I'm glad that I could see this because it's like literally it was just dropped. I mean, I'm not sure when I'm gonna add this episode, but it just dropped last night. And I know you're probably tired because I'm sure you were up promoting it all night and all morning. I know this shit is a fucking hit. I know it aired on BET. I know it did its numbers. So I can't wait to see the success of this one. So this one is a good one. So I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what's up with it. So talk to me about like the umbrella that you have underneath your name, because I know that you have a lot of different streams of revenue, and I feel like it's very important that artists understand that you really need to have a bunch of streams of revenue if you're gonna make it. Like they don't call it starving artists for nothing. So talk to me about the different things that you have that you've invested in, because maybe other artists can hear it and basically follow in your footsteps and know not to just buy some jewelry or some sneakers or some clothes, like, and maybe invest in some tangible shit. So talk to me about your different business endeavors that you're allowed to speak about.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, one of the biggest things that I did to change my life was doing a 5-year deal with Marino at BHLV. So I did a champagne deal where I was the brand ambassador, and I got that call through DJ Nina Nine. Nina Nine calls me like, hey, I got champagne. I think it'll be dope. Da, da, da. They did things with Swarovski crystals and so on and so forth. We were the #1 packaging in the world through the Clear Choice Award. So it was dope working with them and gaining some knowledge in the alcoholic business in the game. And just that alone, we're talking about 6 figures, and allowing that to be more marketing dollars for my music. You know what I mean? That's another budget to complete a lot of the projects that I was working on at that particular time that I was making off of champagne and just, you know what I mean, almost like Puff. You know what I mean? You see the relationship with Ciroc and whatnot. So, you know what I mean? Doing things like that. Now we're doing things with Crown Royal, Grey Goose. You know what I mean? Just in the alcoholic world, we're always in the club. We're always partying. We're drinking a lot of this stuff for free. So why not put a brand ambassador? Why not put a face with a brand? You know what I mean? And things of that nature. So that conversation aroused. It became something serious, and I started getting endorsement deals from different brands, and as well as support and sponsorship from Grey Goose, Bacardi, Crown Royal, and many more brands. And that's just the liquor world. That's not talking about House of Fresh, the clothing world, the retail business, and having a celebrity boutique, you know what I mean? A one-stop shop actually where guys can come shop, get their hair cut, take a shower, and then put on what they bought. You know what I mean? And then, a lot of artists, they missing the mall. They come in town, the mall's closed. Where the fuck I'm gonna get something clean for this show tonight? They got a show coming up in the hour. What I'm gonna do? And I'm saving people's lives. Now, again, people are thankful and gracious and damn, bro, man, I can't believe I'm here. It's an experience. And that's all I'm about, is giving people an experience, you know what I mean? And that has turned into, multiple revenue streams.
That's great, man. That's great. I wish other artists would, would follow in your footsteps, so they know that there is another route. That music is more of a stepping stone than anything, because you're not going to be hot forever like Drumma Boy, with hit after hit after hit. So once you do get that money, and you know, settle your production budget or whatever it is that you're doing, make sure you keep a little bit, for yourself, so you're able to invest in some viable options, and make this money stack rather than you just running out and spending it all.
Right.
So talk to me. What's up with the future? Like, what do you got cooking?
Right now, we're working on the Drumma Boy and Friends album that's gonna drop December. We aiming for December 2020 drop. It's possible I might get to you January, February. So we still debating on that and working on the rest of the album clearances. I'm also working on Back on My Buck Shit Volume 3. I'm super excited about the next Young Buck project. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Been my brother since day one. I stay down with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Tennessee boy, so I can't never on somebody that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Bombs 3. I also got ATL and MJG project. I got a Music Soul Child project that I'm executive producing, and just coming with content. You know what I'm saying?
So what's up with that new JopauL project that we doing?
What you say? What?
I said, what's up with the new JopauL project? I know we got to work together sometime in the future. So
man, we'll figure it out.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we figured it out. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I just been focused, man. I put a lot of energy into other labels and other projects and whatnot, and now I just been kind of just focusing on Drum Squad and building my platform and getting, like you said, the respect and just do that is deserved, and getting some of those hits under my own belt.
Absolutely. So what's the name of your label anyway? So I mean, I know what it is, but I want the entire word for now.
Drum Squad Records, DSR the label.
Okay, and now is this a fully independent label, or are you a subsidiary of a major?
I'm fully independent.
And who do you have distribution by?
I distribute myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? We put I put my projects through TuneCore. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And market and do the distribution and everything myself. Obviously the platform is doing the distribution, but as far as working the record, I'm getting 100% of my money. You know what I mean? And doing everything myself. You know what I mean? I am the muscle for right now, and we elevate.
See, there's a method to my madness. Like, I have my notes over here, so it's like I have all of those answers, but it's so much better hearing it, from, the actual legend. So this way, they can follow in those steps. So so it's almost like when I hear an artist say, yo, I just got a distribution deal with this company. I'm like, okay. And are they putting marketing dollars behind your project? Like, do they have placements for you? Because basically a distribution deal is nothing nowadays. You could literally, run your own distribution through TuneCore, and as long as you have the right outlets, you can get your own record popping. It's all about developing your core fan base anyway. It's not, unless you're with a major label and they can push the button, because that machine still does